How is everyone tonight? I hope you're all doing fine. We just need to, of course, share this out. We have tweeted it. Now we will copy it. We will put it in Minds. If you mind, paste it, then post it. And then, of course, we will put it in the Discord. The cord of disc for the After Dark. I think I should make After Dark available to everyone since nobody really. I put it there, the link. It's meant for people to discuss, whatever. Okay, so it looks like we got everything going. Oh, I know what we don't have shown for ourselves. Reference. Question is, what reference do I want to use? Go more in the middle. It's hard to tell here. Okay, so let's see. Enlargeness, this guy's going to give Canadian Shield a run for its money. Because he is like 12 foot tall. You know what? I'm already screwing this up for the angle. For my reference. Hey, Rebellious, how are you? A friend just made a cringy video, so I'm cringing so hard. I guess not good. Hope that's good. Sometimes cringy can be good, sometimes it can be bad. I must say most of the time people think of cringy as bad. He just did. He did a video of just audio. Okay. I was gonna say that. Then wouldn't that be an audio, not a video? I don't know what you call an audio, a video of just audio. There's no video to it. Can it really be a video? He posted it on YouTube. Yeah, I know. I've seen a bunch of those where it's just audio with just a black screen for video. Well, it's coming along a little bit. sort of obvious, not complete, but okay, we're gonna have to definitely get a picture of tank, although we basically know what he looks like, so. I have to finish setting up Teespring before another listing. It says rebellious. Anyone here but me? It says 3 watching. So 1 could possibly be me. I think my mom's watching. So probably at the moment, no, nobody here but you. Okay, this is still not quite what I was envisioning, but it's closer. That's the way. Sometimes people come in later or real late. Sometimes people don't come in at all. Okay. There we go. Thought I wanted that. So yeah. Well, we now got 4 watching, which is good. Do 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 do. Oh, hey, Mama Cross, if you're watching. Rebellious is saying hi to you, Mama. Mamma mia, Papa Pia, and I have no idea what am I saying. And it seems we got no medal again tonight. Let's just go peer in over on Tank Ferret's channel and see what happening there. See whether medal has left us for greener pastures. But Tank's not even on. Hey Art, how are you? I have 120 subs. I need at least one more to kick that horrible 20 out of my sub count. Okay. What is wrong with the number 120? And I'm not even sure I want to ask, but I'm going to ask. Tired of shoveling. The question is, what are you shoveling? I hope it's snow. I'm superstitious about the number 20. Okay. So, if you had 20,000 subs, would you want it to be 20,001? Or would it have to be like 21,000 for you to be unsuperstitious about it? Imagine me having 2020, 2020. Yeah, there's that too. But 20,000 to 20,001 is a lot harder to get rid of, or 20,000 to 21,000, a lot harder to get rid of than 2020. All you need is one sub for that. For the other one, you need 1,000 subs. But then again, if you're okay with 20,001, I guess it's. So somehow I don't think my mom was watching when you said hi. She's probably got it on somewhere, but not watching it. And if you don't mind me asking, what has made you superstitious about the number 20? Or do you even know? I'll make the helmet a little bigger. There we go. I am liking this drawing of Tank. I do not seem to be taking it. Turn me down a little, Mom. Okay, so don't think there's anything except for getting the gloves in good here, or getting the extra stuff on the gloves. So what we're going to do some color. What do you want to do a V-Day card? Not really. I ain't got anybody in my life, and in a romantic sense. And the one girl I'm interested in is not interested in me. So right now I'm trying not to focus on any of that stuff. Although I'll probably end up sending her a text message saying Happy Valentine's Day or whatever. Is she... No, I wouldn't say she's not into a relationship. I don't know what the Arco means. Ace. Well, the ace I sort of remember from you. Basically, she's... Um, she has a kid, so... She's just, maybe she's just not looking at the moment or whatever, I don't know. Or maybe I'm a little too old for her taste. Could be that, I don't know. Oh, you're still, oh yeah. All the power to you. For anybody who wants to, it's... Being married and having a family is something that I've wanted for, can we say 30 years? 20 years? 20 plus years? And it's never happened for me, so. Valentine's can be sort of depressing for me. And never even really ever having had a girlfriend or anything on that day. I've never really been able to truly celebrate it. And then this year, especially here in Canada, there is nothing to do. And then we get it followed up now by a nice little weekend or a day off, or supposed to be a day off, holiday called Family Day. Or do we have Family Day and then followed up by Valentine's Day? I don't know. Anyways, Family Day is a Monday. Know that. But, everybody else can celebrate it to their heart's content. I'll celebrate it when I end up having somebody. If that ever happens. There we go. Well, we still gotta do his hands. Jeez. I'm trying. Again. This one was done pretty fast tonight. And actually not too bad. The only thing that is in question at the moment is this leg. And we gotta correct a couple lines that we put in extra, that one. And then here, but that will be in when we There's not a lot of extra on Tank. He's just big. Actually, I can't wait till I write a Tank versus the Canadian Shield. It's going to be the first, probably one of the first times for a human. He's going to have to look up because Tank is 4 feet taller than him. Ooh. Okay, so now we need to get the hand stuff on here. There we go. Mom, turn that down a bit. Okay, let's see. Can I actually do? Now it's going to be. At what point I took these off, but people have encouraged me to keep them on. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Arlene, how are you? Oh, I'm beginning to think so, Arlene. Not that I'm meaning to, but don't think I was doing it much before you got here, or I could be wrong. So there we go. Cartoonists tend to be less desirable in the dating pool. Sorry to say. We kind of have a trash rep. Yeah. Well, only caring for content. I don't think I come across that way. I try and show that I care for people. My motto, or whatever you want to call it, from my comic company is we love people, we love God first, people second, comics third. And I try to live up to that in real life. Yeah, I sometimes come across that way, but being social skills are Ooh. Am I? Am I? I am only social in live streams. I've been alone too long to tolerate people that I can't click with, and they disappear. Well, I try to be. In real life, I'm very. I'm not sure whether I'd seem standoffish or not, but I'm not usually, unless I know somebody, I don't usually start the conversation. Yeah, people suck, got backstabbed and betrayed before. Yeah, backstabbed probably, betrayed maybe. Then again, and then I'm not what you'd call. I don't. Even in my community, I don't exactly fit in because I wouldn't say live by my own set of rules, but I think a little differently. I'm like what I like to refer to as an outsider among outsiders. Because even outsiders tend to click together. Well, I tend to be even outside of those people, that clique of people. I am from the island of misfit toys. I normally am too, but apparently my ex best friend forever loves to cancel people societally. Ooh. Yeah, cancel culture is not a good thing. You know, just gotta live and let live. To use a biblical reference, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you don't want to get canceled, don't cancel anybody else. Well, that's good that your friend Omega stuck by you. Usually, real friends will. Yeah, I've been completely homebound for a couple of years. All my children and grandchildren live out of state, so I rarely see other real life people. It's caused me to be anti people. Yeah, I can see how that could happen. Now that is a good tank. This might make it into the coloring book. I might have to put this one in as well as my other tank. We could have 3 tanks in there. If where do you get your coloring books made from? Well, this is my first time doing a coloring book. Where I got my comic book printed is a site called Mixam, Mixam, and they've recently introduced coloring books, so that's where I'm going to be getting them printed. Most likely, because right now they seem like the best price. Here, I'll put a link to this site in my in the chat. And sell on Teespring. No, these. My comic book I'm selling directly off my own website. And right now I'm crowdfunding the book, my coloring book. Hey, Metal, how are you?
Hello? I'm fine. I was just doing the usual Tuesday thing with the Ideal Comics guys, and we just finished.
Over on Reese's channel?
Yeah.
Cool.
I see you're drawing Tank.
Yeah, pretty much done. I can't think of what else to do for him. He turned out, I think, pretty good. You know, especially for me.
Well, if we're taking that into account, then yeah, I think he turned out pretty good.
I'm sure there's, I know there's that line there that I need to get rid of, a line in here. This hand probably could be better. And maybe the top of this leg. Maybe even this arm a little bit. And let's see.
You need to spend like an episode working on the anatomy of your hands.
And of course, it's nothing like my reference picture, which I will show here. Clip Studio.
Yeah, because like I think the big problem, the hand that's facing up doesn't look bad. But the hand that's like facing the picture, the issue is like the inside of your hands don't look like they have knuckles on the outside, like where the fingers meet them.
Yeah,
and I think we just need to focus on blocking your hands out a little better.
You're talking about this hand?
The one that would be gripping Ben.
Yeah.
But is kind of coming up like a tiger claw.
Yeah, it's sort of like...
Yeah.
Rebellious says hello. Yeah, so, yeah, that's what I went from. Obviously not exact. But that's usual for me. But because I wasn't having him hold anybody and trying to figure out how these would fit on a bit better, the blasters. You know, that was...
Oh, yes, definitely, Arlene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've said that many times on stream, too, but I think that is a given.
Yeah. You can print them out, you can keep them digital, color them digitally, you know. That's a great thing with digital, you know. You can do exactly that, you know. You can color them digitally, or you can print them out. And you can print them out multiple times. Now with, you know, physical copy, you could always photocopy them. You know, there's nothing that I could really do to stop anybody from printing them. You know.
Well, you could. All we'd have to do is put a watermark into the PDF that only shows up when it goes to print. It's a little complicated, but you wouldn't, because, like, what's the point of that?
Yeah. I'm not a douchebag. But even if the even if the watermark appeared, they'd still be able to print them unless it was a really major watermark that went over the whole thing or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you can also put like a restriction in there too that it just won't print. There's stuff like that, but there's workarounds for that.
Yeah.
There's also workarounds for the watermark thing. Like you could just pull it up, screen capture the image, and then print out the screen capture instead. Like there's always workarounds for all this stuff.
Yeah.
All it does is it deters some people because it wastes their time.
Arlene says she bought some color pages from a lady and they were not printable. Could only use digitally. Annoying. Yeah, well, you just now gave her a workaround for that. Bring it up, screenshot it.
Or you know what I would do is I would just, if you have Photoshop, you can actually open a PDF. Like you can import the images each as a layer and then just print off each layer.
Yeah. Or you go into Photoshop, somehow copy and paste it as, just copy and paste the one image at a time.
Shoot, I would print out a copy of that Final Fantasy RPG handbook if that didn't take up so much ink and pages. It's 418, so half of that would be 209. I'm not about to waste 209 pieces of paper on that.
Yeah. Arlene says, I suppose someone more tech savvy could have printed them, but I can barely turn on my computer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything special to them in fact, if you want, Arlene, if you buy the digital version, I will just send them all to you as JPEGs and PNGs. I won't even send them to you in a PDF format. In fact, I'm not sure which way I probably won't even send anybody a PDF format. Just so it's easier to print them off and color and all that.
I mean, PDFs are easy to print off, right? Because you can open them right in your browser.
Yeah.
I always have my browser as the default for it, but even Acrobat, right? The PDF reader from Adobe.
Yeah.
And there's a print button right there, and it'll ask you, do you want a double side print or single side, and it'll print each picture out.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be putting them in a PDF anyways for Mixam, so. Oh, but not that there's a lot of people here. Have you seen the trailer for the new Cartoon Justice Society movie?
No, I have not. I did not even know that was a thing.
Well, I didn't know a thing until about 10 minutes before. Yeah, it's Justice Society World War II. So that's pretty nifty. It looks like pretty good. Oh,
there's a pretty good track record of animations like that being good.
Rebellia says Adobe hates me. Arlene just says she got the digital. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Well, see, Acrobat is a pretty bad program, and Adobe hates a lot of people, which is why I would just right-click any PDF you have. Change the open with to, like the default program, to whatever your favorite browser is, Chrome, Brave, Firefox, because all of these browsers have a version of Acrobat built into them, and they function a lot better. I use Brave to read every PDF.
Yeah.
I have the Final Fantasy RPG 3rd Edition PDF open in my browser right now. Because that's what I was working on before.
Yeah. So you...
Rick, I realized that I had all the math done for all these monsters, but I had yet to put the monsters into Roll20, so that's what I've been doing today.
Yeah. Lovely. Sounds like lots and lots of fun.
The math was more fun than transferring all this stuff over. I like doing math. Copy and pasting is tedious.
Sketchbook says, is that the Juggernaut? No, this is Tank. And, well, he's basically my form of the Juggernaut.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know, man. Kind of looks like the Juggernaut.
But he is, I think, taller than the Juggernaut. How tall is the Juggernaut?
I don't know, it varies. Let me look what his current height is.
But Tank is 12 foot tall. And I was trying to, before the stream, to find one of those things for weight to height.
Oh yeah, he's only 9'5". Say only 9'5". By comparison to your character, he's only 9'5".
Yeah. Have you colored pastry? No, I have not. I really enjoyed the last coloring book. I used it.
Do you know how much he weighs? And this makes sense for being 9'5" and all the armor he has on. 1,900 pounds. He's a hulking mass of muscle, so...
Yeah. No, I'm going to color pastry next Monday morning, or afternoon technically, I guess, for me. Rebellious. And just, I'm going to be extending the campaign. It says, like it's over in like 5 days, but I'm going to be extending the campaign, of course, for the extra 30 days. And then hopefully I have no problems with getting... yeah.
Last coloring book.
Yeah.
Is that the one I worked on?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the Cult of Raven one. Cool, cool. How'd you like my Cauldron Cat? That's my favorite page that I made.
And this has got... My guy's got blasters on the side, so he can, Damn it, I'm busy.
You're telling me if I just gave the Juggernaut a gun, I'd have a different character?
Not necessarily.
You know what that actually reminds me of? Have you ever seen the game Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, because Shadow is basically Sonic, but an edgy Sonic. So for his game, they're like, we have to differentiate him more. So they gave him a gun, and I'm like, oh, so if you gave Sonic the Hedgehog a gun, he's suddenly a different character?
Hey, you would also have to paint him black.
And give him a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Why does he have a motorcycle? He can run faster than one. Actually, this is what's going through my head during the entire point in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children while we're watching this, and I've thought it every time I see it. All of these characters can run faster than those motorcycles can go. Why are they on these motorcycles? You can see at one point when they're fighting in the tunnel on the motorcycle, after Laws's blows up, he just dashes over to Cloud onto his motorcycle, meaning he can clearly go faster than the motorcycles can go.
Just to chill and have fun, not put as much effort
That's because
in.
there was a motorcycle scene in the original Final Fantasy VII. That's why they have to have them.
Yeah. But I do think I did grab the helmet. Like I showed off this morning. Hulk smash, hit that like button. No, this would be Juggernaut. Not Juggernaut. Jeez. This would be Tank Smash.
Don't do it, E. It's a trap.
Oh, a wrench. Can I be put in timeout? No, he knows not to do that. And how are you, E? Hey, E, have you checked out my Indiegogo? I've got a coloring book up I'll do that in a second. For those that have not, this was my second stage tank that I'm about to put up. I can't find the original drawing that I did for tank yet. But that was what I was originally thinking for tank. I'm testing your inches. Rickester, laugh out loud. Rebellious Rickester rolls chilling. But yeah, I have a coloring book up on Indiegogo for Cross Comics characters. There is a link to it, although there's a link in my description, but you know, I've not been keeping up too much with the IGG scene. How's your newborn doing? Although probably not so much a newborn now.
Yeah, it's been a while, Rick.
Yeah, it's been at least a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe closer to 2. I'm not sure whether she's, and I think I remember it was a girl.
Usually by now the joke is, that kid ain't grown yet? Through 1 year and a few days. Okay, cool. Seems like it's been longer, but I think that's just 2020 syndrome. That year has felt like it's been longer than a year.
Yeah. She runs out. I can believe that.
Yeah, all babies do.
Can I doubt I've got it put under tank. But let's see. I'm just gonna put tank in a search bar in my computer and see whether I can find my original. Oh, I didn't share.
But the funny thing is, in the future, I feel like 2020 is going to feel shorter than a year for a lot of people because a lot of people didn't do anything during that time. And time feels like it passes slower when you're not doing anything important. But, like, you've been streaming every day and I've been doing stuff every day. Some things that have been marginally important. So for people like us, I think it's going to continue to feel like it's been longer than a year well after the year is gone.
Yeah. But, yeah, here is what my my second incarnation of Tank looked like.
Or anybody who actually was allowed to go to work, it's going to feel like a normal year for them, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
See, I like that better. Did he actually, like, fold up into a tank, or was that just, like, aesthetic?
No, he did.
Rick, why did you abandon this idea? That's way more original than the Juggernaut.
Yeah, I know. I just wasn't sure whether he'd be able to carry it all around all the time and all that. It was just...
He's a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Why does he care? He would just bust through a wall.
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was just, could I feasibly have him carry... Yeah, I could have him strong enough, yeah. Something I thought wasn't... I can't tell you for sure every detail, but I can't think of everything that wasn't working at the time. You know, for some reason, I was thinking it wouldn't work properly.
No, I think I get it, Rick. Okay. At the time, you're the only person drawing this character, and you don't want to have to redraw all that stuff every single time.
Well, there's probably that too, but I probably actually did not think of that at the time.
Yeah, I like that too. Change the armor to nanotech, and boom, Tank Man.
Yeah. Let's see, I did.
Like, what we could do is, we can make this more into like plate. It can fold around him as actual armor when he's not using it, and then it can like decompress and refold into a tank when he goes into the tank form.
Actually, I might have changed. Here's another one. A version.
Yeah, or like you go full nano, make it like what's that character's name? Lady Deathstrike, right? And it's just all hidden all the time, and then it kind of like spews out and turns into a tank.
Yeah. There's a. I was thinking of reducing the blasters just down to 1 on each on the outside, too. Let's see. Do I have any other? Trying to find the real old thing.
Okay, this old picture. I'm gonna say I like the fact that the different surfaces that are folded differently are shaded independently. I just don't get the total shading on this image altogether. Like the lighting, as always, doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I forget what I was. I was probably just doing gradient or whatever.
Yeah. But at least there's a nice attempt that, like, the pectorals and the abs and the different muscles that would tightly have different surface areas were attempted to be shaded independently.
Yeah. Trying to find my oldest version of tank.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's Canadian lighting. You got all them auroras throwing the lighting off. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I like that. You got like a borealis going on. That's the northern one, right? Borealis?
Yeah. I hate when I can't find a picture that I'm looking for, but it's probably not labeled tank, so, and I don't think...
I doubt it would be Polaris, right? Because he wouldn't be north enough for that.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to the North Pole. Does he ever go to the North Pole?
He has no reason to, so...
Okay, so it'll be Borealis.
Wow, a green juggernaut. Hey, I wonder if he'll fight a green Professor X.
No, because green complements red, so it'd be a red Professor X.
Red X? Hey, Albert, how are you? I am good. Just trying to see whether I can find a certain picture. I hate when I can't find things.
I'm going to close that for now. I'll go back to working on that in a little bit.
I gotta find it over the next couple of days. Maybe
You'll be glad to know that I have already. I think I told you on the podcast, but all I have to do is the art for it left. Travis's character is basically done.
Another wrench timeout. Elric won't time you out. You'd have a better chance with E, and I think you'd have no chance with E, too.
Podcast. Yeah. I have a podcast called The Vomitorium, and Rick was on it last time.
Yeah, I'm good, yes.
Or just a brief at the end, because we were talking about the tabletop role-playing game we play on Saturdays. And also, no, actually, slightly before that, you hopped in when we were talking about WandaVision.
Yeah. And actually, Tank was on. Tank, how was your time over on Tank's channel last night?
Oh, we had a good time. I actually had a really good game at the end. I don't know if you saw that. The one where I was playing Nocturne. The Vomitorium. It is a Romani Latin word used from the Colosseum. It's the hallway you see in stadiums that lead out to the stands. It means that which spews forth.
That's probably why it's the term we use for vomit.
Well, yeah, because it comes from the same root. Vomit means to spew. And last episode was the 60th. So since the return, we've actually been doing good. Yeah. I know he hasn't been around. That's why I'm not being judgmental or anything. Plus, even people who have been around haven't heard of the Vomitorium.
Yeah.
It's a podcast I used to run back in like 2015 or 16. I can't actually remember when it happened. And I stopped it like after a year and a half due to complications, but I decided to relaunch it just last year because I finally had the equipment to start again.
He says he's been busy with the baby and work.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying something about the hand earlier. These lines in here, they're not supposed to be the knuckles. They're supposed to be the indentation in the fingers.
Well, yeah. I'm just talking about the way the hand is structured. It doesn't even look like on the other side there are knuckles. You know what I mean?
Well, right there. Right there. This one, probably not. And this one, yeah.
And I think it's just the way they're connecting.
Yeah. Then again, didn't put enough, indentation things in there either.
But I think we could help your hands, Rick. Hands actually aren't that hard. Everybody thinks they're like the hardest thing in the world. They're the hardest thing when you're new to doing art, right? To get the hold of. But once you actually break it down into simpler shapes, figure out how things are connected, it's pretty easy to consistently make some good basic hands. They may not be the greatest thing in the world, but you can make them consistent.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to eliminate that. Probably tomorrow I'll probably extend this over just a little so I can get the rest of this blaster in. I'm actually thinking I might put this in the thing. And Tank was on High Noon today, along with Risey.
I saw a little bit of the chat in the Discord. I figured Tank was on. I did not know about Risey.
Yeah.
I only saw like the end of the chat, so there was a lot of context missing.
Yeah. Yeah, they were on near the beginning. Well, Tank was there for almost the whole thing. Well, this one's not so much stubby. His leg is going up this way, and a lot of foreshortening. Although I know this kid.
Yeah, but the back leg is definitely stubby.
A little bit.
Yeah, but Tank and I we were playing League. He even asked on Friday if I'd come on and play. You remember that while we were playing?
Yeah.
It was pretty good games. We lost 2 of them, but a lot of it's like him situating back to things. Like his lane in one of them lost really bad. Actually, I was the only lane that was even doing good that game, and I had to hold off 2 people on my own.
Oh yeah, E's wondering who's on the panel with me. It's Metal. The Metal is on the panel with me.
Yeah.
He's usually pretty much on every night with me, Monday through Friday. But then again, I don't think Monday so much anymore. I think him and
that might end up being League night.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Now I know this leg look is a little stubby. When I hold it up a little bit more right, so a little bit more flat. Does it?
I mean, it's still a little stubby.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it can.
I mean, it's just slightly.
Yeah, well, I think
you got to remember, it's not going to be quite there.
Yeah.
But when you take the knee to about the top of the hip, it's going to be about the same distance from like the crutch to the collarbone, and you can kind of see that when you fold your own leg up.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain proportions to the body. Not always the same. Some people do have stubby legs. Some people have like long legs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just about the average of things. But you need to learn your average dimensions and proportions of the human body.
Yeah.
And then you can mess around with them here and there.
Yeah.
You might be a character with stubby legs, you know?
Yeah. The camera's angle's not helping out. And also, the other thing that's not helping out E is my table is slightly angled. Not severely, as most art tables are, but...
Like, at least here, there's one proportion that you seem to understand for the most part. And this part, I usually see you do right, is that from the shoulder to the elbow is going to be about the same distance from the shoulder down to the belly button.
Yeah.
Those usually line up, and that part you don't seem to have a problem with. You just need to learn your other proportions.
Yeah. His thigh needs to...
Yeah, Kingpin had an odd body too, yeah. That's true.
His thigh needs to be ticket on the left leg. What proportion did you use for me? I think that's supposed to be proportion. Like drawing of her character. Where is that offhand? I gotta scan that in tomorrow.
I think that is my new favorite spelling of the word proportion, though.
I don't think I took them out.
The tabletop games are still a thing. I bet they're not as buggy as Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, we use Roll20 so we can play across great distances. Rick's in it, a few other people. At least one that's in the chat right now. I see Timothy's here.
Yeah. Okay, later. Oh, I finally did Chick King 2 yesterday. Morning. I gotta scan a bunch of these things in. What? Burn? What do you want me to burn? Run? Oh, burn. I mean, burn. Where is...
Not referred to me as other people. Timothy, you are other people. Especially because, it's probably because you're busy. Like, I'm not gonna diss on you or anything for it. People can't control their schedules, but you haven't even been there for the last session, and you're gone half the session, so you're other people. I think the bird was talking about the Cyberpunk. I think you should burn it. I like the Cyberpunk tabletop game, though. You want a glitchless experience? Just go back to playing the Cyberpunk tabletop game. Everything works as intended.
Let's see. Rebellious tries to proportion again and says, "Hell with my spelling." Timothy says, "Fine, be that way." I dubbed the other people.
Cyberpunk's a very stable system too, if you especially play the older ones. It's very solid, like one I would highly recommend to people. Unlike the video game. It's almost the polar opposite in that way.
Everybody says, copy and pasted that one. Proportion. I think that's closer, but I don't think it's correct.
No, I think I have a bad habit of saying it wrong because I kind of just slur it together. It is pro-portion. I'll put it in the chat.
Pepperoni says E.
And you actually don't pronounce it proportion either. It's proportion. It has one of those upside down E's that I always forget the name of.
English. You gotta love it.
Minuscule. That's what it's called. Or a schwa.
People, you probably
I like the schwa. It's a good way of showing people, hey, this letter is barely supposed to be pronounced.
The schwa. Schwager. Rick, will you be extending or relaunching your campaign with Camera Perk? Neither. I will be extending it though.
Not too much grammar for an art stream.
You're making an old man's head hurt. Hurty. Hurty?
No, he said hurt.
Well, no, the first time he put H-U-R-E-T.
Yeah, but he corrected it, so by the laws of the internet, you're supposed to assume that's what he said.
Yeah. He didn't correct it right away, so... Well, he corrected it as soon as he read what I said. Let's see. What did... Ulrich says about Cyberpunk 2020. If you look at a synopsis of Cyberpunk 2020, it's stupidly scary how it predicted the future. Are you going to keep my first bad proportion spelling? I guess then that's... to you.
Well, the thing is, too, it hasn't happened yet, but Cyberpunk predicted the Republic of Texas.
It's on the way to trying to happen.
That's what it looks like. maybe they just called it a little bit too early, trying to say it was going to happen in 2020.
No, it's happening because of 2020.
Yeah.
Move the drawing.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the Republic of Texas will take refugees. You don't have to worry about that.
There you go, sketch.
Well, I guess more you have to worry about the other country letting you out.
Timothy says, wait, what happened? That it's happening now? And I guess the tabletop game, Cyberpunk 2020, they said that Texas was going to become its own country. And although it hasn't happened yet, Texas is on the way to trying to make it happen.
Well, it's a little bigger than just Texas. It had a few of the surrounding states too, like another miniature union that just became a single country known as the Republic of Texas, which is what Texas used to be called once it finally seceded from Mexico before joining the U.S.
Sketchbook says, I will officially be a Texan. Ulrich says, I live in California. I'm already lost my freedoms. Well, not if you move to Texas, if it becomes its own country. Timothy says, the way I see it is my family will leave, but I'm staying right here. No metal. There will be a test for any signs of libertarianism.
Well, that says liberalism, Rick.
Liberalism, yeah. I don't know why I put a T in there. I'll probably put more than a T in there.
Well, I mean, the test will be for the stuff we call liberalism now. If we're going by the classical definition of the words, those are what you actually want around. But I guess those people are called libertarians these days.
Yeah,
but that's the thing about Texas. It's a very libertarian state. It's not like it's conservative in ways, but it's conservative mostly to maintain the libertarianness of the state.
I'm still in the West Coast as well. Rebellion says proportion, and I believe no. The first R and O have to be reversed. Rebellious. Oh, Sketchbook says Texican, Rick. Or Tex.
Yeah, there's definitely some lag here. It's not too bad on my end.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some.
Elric says, and a crap ton of Republicans are running for governor now since the goal of 1.5 million signatures is nearly met. Oh, wow. If Texas allows big tech companies to move it, they will be in trouble. All of them fools will ruin Cali, will ruin Texas. Well, not necessarily. It depends on what Texas does with them for laws and all that.
Well, no, because it depends on culture, right? That's the problem. It's the way that culture is in the area and what brings culture. Right now, Texas is fine because when you actually look at the statistics of the people who have been fleeing these places, it's actually been like the conservatives running from all of the more progressive parts of California have been coming to Texas. So we've actually had an influx of more conservatives. It's people native to areas of like Austin and stuff that have been the problem. But if you let like the Silicon Valley folks in, there's an issue. If you let people like Musk, who I'm not the hugest fan of Musk, I actually have never trusted the guy. Years ago, you could find statements of me saying like, the guy doesn't sit right with me. But he seems to be very libertarian in ways. If somebody like him comes in, that's not a bad thing. But if you get people like those from Silicon Valley, like Bezos or Zuckerberg or stuff, if they move here, then they're going to try to change the culture. They have a lot of money and influence to do things like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain the streaming as viewers will experience buffering. And that's going to be on YouTube's end. Because,
yeah, Musk is going to build a Cybertruck in Texas. The thing is, like, I don't trust the guy, but at the same time, I like him way more than the people who hate him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to get along with the guy. He seems like he's fun. You could probably have a good meal with him. He doesn't seem like he's trying to ruin the world. I just think people put a little too much faith into the dude.
Yeah.
There's a really good chance Elon Musk might be trying to create Sephiroth. Yeah, I find him hilarious. Like, as a person, I like him. As a businessman, I don't like a lot of his ventures. He's definitely intelligent in marketing. He's not as smart as people say he is in other fields, but he is smart enough to hire the right people. Like, I think a lot of SpaceX's early ideas were really dumb, but, you know, he's been working more with NASA, who I trust even less, and has been recruiting the actual good people away from them to work directly for his company, so he's been making a lot of headway there. He's been making these slow transitions from hiring the right people.
Rebellious says, God,
because a lot of the ideas that SpaceX was doing at the beginning were just, like, really dumb. You mean like Steve Jobs? A little, yeah. Even a lot of early stuff with Tesla was stupid. But eventually he started getting on the right track with things.
Ulricus says, literally rich idiots who want to get away from high taxes who move to red states apparently hate the red states because they didn't research the state. E says that he likes Tesla.
Yeah. Well, because, like, talking about SpaceX, it's starting to be a better idea because of some of the innovations that have been made since it came out. The original idea of making reusable rockets was dumb. And part of it is cost efficiency. But one of the things I like about it is it's been driving the price of rocket fuel down, which may eventually make the idea of reusable rockets smarter because it's been driving the price of rocket fuel down. At the moment, though, it's actually cheaper to just build a new rocket than it is to reuse it because of the cost of the rocket versus the fuel. And you have to use more fuel in a reusable rocket than you have to do with one that's only making a one-way trip. But eventually, because of the way that they're doing things, they might tip that. So it's going from an initially dumb idea where, no, they didn't think this was going to be the direction when they first started doing it, but it's turning out to have this side effect that is leading to a smarter idea. So there are some positive things coming out of it, you know, but people, I don't know, they put too much faith in the guy.
Yeah. He says, people in the West Coast are entitled. He says he hates it there. Or that's obviously the way he feels it. To them, it feels like they feel like they're entitled.
Oh, yeah. They're like, I saw this article about this, like, I wouldn't even say he was wealthy, though I guess by a lot of people's standards the person would be, but this, like, upper middle class guy who moved over to Texas, didn't, and this is probably what Elric was talking about, moved over to Texas, didn't realize what Texas was like, and he went to Austin complaining it was too conservative. People here think Austin is too progressive, right? He went to the most progressive part in the whole state and thought it was too conservative for him, and then fled back to California. I'm like, if you can't get along in Austin, you're not going to like the rest of the state by that regard. But maybe you should have tried somewhere else. Because one of the complaints were that he felt people in Texas were fake. And, like, yeah, a lot of people in Austin are literally fake. They're not showing you their real face. You want genuine people, you got to go out into the country a little bit more. At least a suburb, if not a rural area. Yes, I am in Texas. I'm in the southern end of Dallas County. I am in a suburb now. When I first moved into the city, it was closer to a rural town. It kind of in between. It wasn't ever fully rural since I've been here. I think there was like 13,000 people in the town when I first moved, so it was easily a small suburb. But it is fully a suburb now. We're a market city. And we're like the last check stop before leaving Dallas County into the areas that actually are fully rural. I like my city. I've seen it grow quite a bit. We're still very personal here. Every year we have like a small businesses town, I guess carnival. It's kind of like a shopping district thing. You're only a few hours away. Well, you might actually know the city then. It's Cedar Hill. We have a country down the hill, which is like this little small businesses festival. With a parade and stuff like that. We're still very much a small town despite how much we've grown. We're up to like 40,000 now. I wish it was still a bit smaller. I liked the feeling of it being smaller. You used to know everybody in your neighborhood like it was a tiny town in itself. But like if you're following the main highway, which is 67. Cedar Hill is the last place going down 67 before you're out of Dallas.
Sketchbook says that he's in the liberal
San
area. He says he's a few hours away as well by plane.
Yeah. You're not the only San Ann person in the chat, assuming he's still here. And yeah, that is actually a pretty progressive place compared to the rest of Texas. Not as much as Austin, but pretty close. Oh, dude, Whataburger. And most of them, if they're at least close to a highway, 24 hours. You have no idea how many times I go and eat Whataburger in the middle of the night when I'm looking for something to eat. Because, you know, I'm up all night up until the morning. And at like 3 o'clock, I'm like, I could use a burger. And Whataburger's always open. And they're great burgers, too.
I'm going to have to make sure I have
Yeah, best thing about Austin is Alex Jones. I agree. Well, okay, no. The best thing about Austin is Hoek's Death Metal Pizza on 5th Street.
I'm going to have to make
sure. Sadly, it's probably the most normal place in Austin, despite the name, because of how weird Austin is.
I'm going to have to make sure when I come to that area at some point, hopefully, that I have a burger from Whataburger.
Rick, if we meet up for a convention or something in Texas, I will take you to Whataburger.
Cool. Because when I was in Cali in Los Angeles a few years ago for a convention, I had a burger at In-N-Out, and that was awesome. That was an awesome burger.
75% get it. Wow. I mean, I know it's always been kind of bad. I didn't realize it gotten that bad. I haven't been to San Ann in years. I think it was, maybe 12 or 13 the last time I went through. And we were coming back up from a trip to Big Bend.
Rick says he's never had a Whataburger. In-N-Out is delicious.
Oh, they have both here. And Whataburger is better than In-N-Out. For sure.
He says
we even have the best In-N-Outs. You know how I know that?
How?
Because when my brother, he works in In-N-Out, by the way, started working, his manager, Steve, trained in California, and then he started managing one here. And the difference is they use Texas beef here, like localized local beef. So it's fresher, it's better, because Texas has some of the best beef in the nation. And we have the better In-N-Outs. And even by that comparison, Whataburger's better.
Sketchbook says, yeah, I'll be there. Let me know, Rick. Whataburger blows In-N-Out burger out of the water. Well, that's...
It does.
Or killing heresy.
Oh, yeah, these burgers are bigger, too. And like he says, Texas does it bigger. An In-N-Out burger is like roughly the size of a McDonald's hamburger. You could just get it stacked up a lot higher. Whataburger is probably the radius of the pop filter on my mic.
Yeah.
You get a pretty nice sized burger for the price.
I think I had fries with my burger, and the fries were just... I don't think they were as good as... I think they were just fries, you know. But the burger was definitely for In-N-Out. Was just... And I actually ate at Jack's a few times. They were fairly close to where I was staying. I think it's Jack in the Box. Is it Jack in the...
Yeah. Oh, I like Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is fine. Whataburger I still think is better than Jack in the Box, but
yeah.
Jack in the Box is fine. I also think Whataburger's fries are better than In-N-Out, to be honest. Because In-N-Out fries, I like the way that they handle it okay, but because there's no preservatives or anything on the fries, they don't last very long. Like, you have 5 minutes to eat those fries. I have to eat them before my burger if I'm going In-N-Out.
He says, Jack's, boo! What else did I eat from the States exclusive? White Castle. I didn't eat from those on the West Coast. On our way back, we had to stop at some bus terminal, and there was we had a layover for a couple hours or something like that, and there was a White Castle just outside of the thing, so I went and had a White Castle stuff. I wanted to ever since I seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, I wanted to try the burgers. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I'm actually. I'll admit that they're kind of garbage, but I really like White Castles. It's like one of those guilty pleasures.
Yeah, I agree. Five Guys is overrated. We have them here now. I went to them. I was not impressed.
I've never had fresh Five Guys. I was burnt on it because I've always wanted to eat there, and then somebody brought me it back after being stuck in traffic, and it was like soggy and cold. And I know I should try it again, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like it as much as other things around here, so why waste my time? And I hated the one that I was given.
Marsupial says, I'm here. Start the last 2 hours over again. That'd be impossible. But, yeah. I didn't realize White Castle only had those small burgers.
Yeah, they only do sliders.
Yeah.
That's the whole menu.
But they had a few varieties, so I got like one of, like 4 or 5 different versions. So I wasn't the most impressed with it, So it's like, okay, these are not the best.
I agree. When you can get Whataburger, why would you go anywhere else? At least when fast food is concerned. Plenty of places way better than eating fast food over here, but if I'm going to get fast food, why would I go somewhere other than Whataburger?
I think there's been a couple of, whatchamacallit, films or movies with Whataburger in. I didn't realize it was a real place. I thought it was made up just for the...
Here's the other advantage for Whataburger, right? Compared to because people try to put in the same categories In-N-Out. I really don't. I don't think they're close, other than the fact that they're like local specialties, as people call them. But you can also get chicken at Whataburger. Like, they've got multiple things on the menu. You're not locked into just eating hamburgers. I love their hamburgers and patty melts. That's what I get when I go there. But if you've got a friend who's like, man, I really just don't want to eat a hamburger, you're like, fine, get a chicken sandwich. Their chicken's pretty good, too.
Indeed, Texas barbecue. Man, I miss good food, says he.
Oh, yeah, especially my area, we got really good barbecue. But you can get good barbecue anywhere in the state, pretty much. Like, you're walking distance from good barbecue.
Yeah, it is Texas, right?
Yeah.
If you can't get good barbecue there,
I'd say especially my area, because my area is a market town, so there's a bunch of different options. I'm sure there's way better barbecue other places in the state, like if I go to downtown Dallas or if I go to like anywhere, like any of the big cities are going to be congregated. Even rural areas, you might find a stop on the end of the road that does way better barbecue than anything you'll find in the cities. But I've just got a lot of options here, me.
Elric says, wait, Whataburger has patty melts? And he says, people on the West Coast cannot barbecue.
Whataburger also gives you options for better ketchup.
Yeah. Now, the only thing, does Whataburger have the secret menu that I've heard that In-N-Out Burger has?
Whataburger doesn't need a secret menu. You tell the manager you want extra patties on it, and they'll just ring you up for extra patties or whatever you want on there. You don't need anything secret. Just be like, hey, I'd like you to put extra onions on it. I'd like you to put this thing that's not normally on it. They're like, okay, that'll be 50 cents more.
Oh, okay. Well,
because we're not insane. We're just like, tell me what you want. We'll put it on the burger.
Lots of places have that sort of stuff. But I've heard In-N-Out has a secret menu.
Yeah, because they have names for everything. Like, you could get a Flying Dutchman, or you could order anything animal style and stuff like that. It's just pretentious. That's all it is.
So, what is the secret menu? What is it, just like adding an extra burger on something, or what? Like you were indicating?
Well, it's like it's the actual menu in some ways, because the In-N-Out menu is just like 4 things. Right? It's like the bare bones. Here's the burger, here's the double, here's the triple, here's our drinks, here's a milkshake. It's very, very simple. But then there's all these other things you could get. You could get things protein style, which instead of having buns, they'll wrap it in lettuce, and all these different things that should really be on the menu. But because they're pretentious and the idea of having a secret menu attracts more customers, it's an advertising thing.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was from my mom's TV or whatever, crossed with Sirens. She came into the room and she doesn't know how to close the door. That would be a negative Ghost Rider sits E. I guess one of the burgers. You said yes, they have a thing. Elric saying, so I will have to try Whataburger.
Okay, what's Texas chili like?
the only actual chili on the planet. This is where chili comes from.
What I've heard that it's good chili.
Now I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Does chili in Texas have beans in it?
Yes.
Not by default.
He just
You
said
can
not
ask
by
for
default.
it, but nobody puts
What?
beans in their chili by default here.
Nobody puts beans in their chili by default.
If you ask for chili con frijoles, then you'll have chili in it. But that's
Chili without
not
the
the
beans ain't
default
chili.
for chili.
You can't hear what he's saying, Mom. You've got to ask for it by a special name. Unfortunately, up here in Canada, or at least this area of Canada, as far as I know.
Oh, chili cook-offs are a staple for almost any area in Texas.
Yeah, well, I think lots of places have chili cook-offs, but fortunately or unfortunately, depends on who you are. Here, almost all chili is made with chili beans,
Kidney beans.
kidney beans, whatever. I personally do not like chili with beans in it, so I like real chili apparently.
So when you look at chili, though, so chili is kind of a base in a way. It's kind of like a stew. It's not a stew, but I'm like, if you look at it in that perspective, you can put all kinds of things in chili, right? That's why you have like chili con carne, right? And all kinds of different stuff.
And Timothy,
It was something that people ate on the trail way back.
And Timothy, we do not call ham bacon. We have ham and we have bacon. They are two separate things here.
And then there's female bacon.
Timothy's Canaanite spit on me. Sketchbook says kidney beans, I think, is South Texas is a staple. Kidneys in your chili says E. Concam. Concam sounds like one of Earth's relatives.
Con carne.
Oh, con carne.
That's what he said.
Oh, Concardi.
Yeah, that's how you ask for your form of chili. No, I'm not a liar.
It just means with meat.
Liar, Timothy. I could take the camera to the grocery store and not female, P-male bacon. What kind of diversity do pigs have? Do diversity pigs have? Chili has beans. I learned this from Blazing Saddles, says Marsupial. And Marsupial says P-E-E male. No, P-E-A male?
Yeah.
And no, it has nothing to do with the vegetable peas. Actually, I could probably just get a picture of a grocery store with showing ham and bacon as separate things. Usually, we have cooked. We have ham we cook for different holidays.
Usually ham served Easter.
And bacon is a breakfast food.
Yes.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't realize that the idea of Canadian bacon is an American thing.
And don't let this politeness throw you off. That is how they get you. Who is Timothy calling a liar? I think me, Sketchbook, for saying bacon and ham are two different things here. Although I think I would know since I live here. Bacon goes on everything. In fact, actually, go get me a. Oh no, they probably wouldn't have it. Go get me a pizza flyer that's not for right here. Bacon is a breakfast food and topping, says Elric. Run, Metal. He knows. Run. Oh shit, he's on to us. Who's on to who, but what? Oh, the Canadian bacon? And an American thing?
Well, yeah, like the name. Because the thing is, we come up with so many bizarre names for stuff that aren't even the way they are. But once we come up with it, because we're America, that's the right name for it.
Yeah.
There's two of them.
Yeah, lava should be.
Lava's the best.
Do you lava your pizza? Not that they'll be able to read this in the least. Let's see.
Yeah, that is completely illegible. At least on my end.
Let's see whether we can get it to acknowledge it through.
Yes, Rocky Mountain oysters are not oysters. Do not be fooled by that. In fact, every guy in this chat has more in common with a Rocky Mountain oyster than an actual oyster does.
Now, let's see.
Turn the light on.
Well, that would just blind it. See, right there's half, and then bacon bits, bacon strips.
Yeah, I can barely read that, but that I can actually read, unlike before.
Yeah, I'm putting it through my magnifying glass. There we go. There was one way to show. Or just, here's another. There's another one. Where it says, ham, and it just says bacon. Bacon, ham. So, there is proof that ham and bacon are two different things here in Canada. Timothy?
I was gonna grab a grocery store flyer.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I showed.
Yeah.
I was able to show with this, both of them. No, Rocky Mountain oysters is a lie. There's no oysters in those parts.
Rick, I guarantee you've never had any desire to eat those type of oysters.
Probably not. The shocking proof brought to you by investigative journalist Rick Piper.
Actually, you know what? You might even know what they are. In Canada, they're called prairie oysters.
So if I'm right, if I think that's like cow dung.
No. That does come from a bull. You need to go a little south from the anus.
Groundhogs.
No. I think
That's not
they're
what
male
they're-
parts.
Oh,
They're testicles. Yeah, I definitely would not want any of those to eat. Elric says, and after I talked about Rocky Mountain oysters, I am not hungry. Laugh out loud.
You know, stuff like that doesn't affect my appetite. I'm still kind of hungry. But I also used to eat my meals while watching Fear Factor. Like, that never bothered me whatsoever. My mom couldn't, though. She actually couldn't even watch it while I was eating. If they started eating, like, bugs or anything, because she would, like, start gagging and possibly throwing up.
I think I could actually eat watching it, but I could not eat any of that stuff myself. That's
I've
why
actually been in bug eating contests in my life.
That's why I would never go on a show like Fear Factor, because I know that's exactly what I'm going to get.
what?
I once
Cockroaches?
lost a June bug eating contest to my dad.
Grasshoppers?
Whatever, anything gross like they have. 1,000-year-old eggs? Who stores an egg for 1,000 years? Okay, it's a 100-year-old egg, but still. Who stores an egg for 100 years? And whose idea was it to eat, these eggs where the ducks are, gestating or whatever? I forget what they're called. Anybody who has these ideas needs to be taken into the mental asylum.
I think you're looking for the word fermenting.
Fermenting, yeah. Well, they're growing. Are they growing or still growing? Those duck eggs?
No, they would not be growing during that time.
Alric says, I have an iron stomach metal. Yours must be made of adamantium.
Precisely orichalcum.
Balut, says Timothy. to say what I'm talking about. The balut eggs. It's like...
Yeah, it's usually duck.
It's just... Who thinks...
But that's only like 2 to 3 weeks for balut.
Yeah. Timothy says, I will let my girlfriend know a Canadian thinks she's crazy. Yeah, well.
But see, with balut, it's fertilized. That's the thing about it. And that egg is growing for that time. That's why it's also only 2 to 3 weeks. Because if you let it go for too long, the thing starts decaying in there. And its body starts fermenting with it. You want to eat it while the corpse is still fresh.
Yeah.
You're basically eating a fetus.
Yeah, well, that's what I was more talking about. It's like...
Yeah. But they can't grow for 100 years.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really talking about those ones. I'm talking about they have... They had on there 100-year-old eggs, or they said they were 100-year-old eggs. I was talking about the balut and the 100-year-old eggs as two separate things.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the transition there.
I just said one and then Willie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, for the balut, yeah, they actually are still growing. It is still fertilizing, or not fertilizing. I guess gestation would be the proper term there. It is gestating, but the 100-year egg is fermenting.
Yeah.
See, I thought we were still on the same old subject.
Yeah. Good one. But I'm just more like, who would store an 100-year-old egg?
A lot of people do that in certain cultures.
Yeah, but it's like, who would have this idea? Yeah, let's store these eggs for 100 years.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you have the idea? People store drinks like wine and stuff for 100 years.
Yeah,
People be like, what if I did it with an egg?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't just seem natural to me. You know, you don't even know whether it's going to taste good or not the first time you do it. And then from what I get from Fear Factor, they did not taste good, so who would continue doing it?
Well, I mean,
you know, 100-year-old
milk from a cow is going to taste good the first time anybody tries it. They just have the idea, it's like, well, we get milk from women. Why not try this cow? The calf is getting some.
Yeah, well, they tried it once and it carried on because, you know, it worked. It was good. It's like
some people might think the 100-year-old egg tastes good. It could be culturally. They might have different palates than you, Rick.
True, very true.
Like, a lot of time, your palate is partially genetic, you inherit it from your parents, but it's also partially forming as you're growing up, and a lot of what you eat when you're young can help develop the palate through the rest of your life.
Yeah, I agree with that. Elric says, that makes sense. It even worse, I mean, from what it sounded like. I thought someone dared you. What are you talking about?
Oh, Timothy with, like, I think he said his girlfriend's family.
Yeah. Yeah, Sketchbook says night, guys. Yeah, we're about 20 minutes over here. I just didn't want to stuffle the conversation too much.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I was having fun.
Yeah. So I figured I'd let us go over a little bit. Thanks, Metal, for coming on. Thanks, everybody in the chat, for coming by. Hopefully we will see you tomorrow on High Noon, where I will be doing some more coloring of page 6. That page is taking a long time to color. There's so much crap on it to color and get right. But, anything you want to promote, Metal?
Well, you know what day of the week it is.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah. Well, especially for you, because later today, in your time, or tomorrow for me, because I still have 39 minutes left for this day. We'll be having the Vomitorium at 6 o'clock Central Time over on any of the Vomitorium's channels. YouTube, Twitch, DLive. Marsupial Gamer will be there as my co-host, per the norm. And I don't know what we're talking about yet, but surely we always think of something.
Cool. And yeah, again, thanks for everybody in the chat for coming by. It's been great having you all here. Remember, if you have yet to go get the coloring book, we are 4 days from the end till we have to renew it. But better now than later. We are over the halfway mark. Let's see whether we can actually get it all the way to the full mark. Fully funded in the next few days. So catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Have a great night, day, whatever it might be for you. Love you all.